In the vast, silent reaches of space, a desperate plea for help was sent out, one that was never meant for humans. The Galvorn Collective, a peaceful civilization caught in the relentless grip of a savage enemy, activated an ancient distress beacon in a last-ditch attempt to survive. What they didn't realize was that their signal was accidentally broadcast on a frequency monitored by Earth's vigilant deep space listening network. When humanity intercepted the call, they saw more than a cry for help. They saw a promise to never ignore a fellow being in need. What followed was nothing short of extraordinary. Within hours, massive warships began assembling, cutting across light years of emptiness with grim determination. The skies above the Galvorn homeworld, once dark and vulnerable, soon filled with the imposing silhouettes of the human armada, an overwhelming force the Galvorn had never imagined would answer their call. It wasn't just a rescue mission, it was a declaration. When humans hear your distress, they don't just listen, they come prepared for war. The Galvorn Collective was a civilization renowned throughout its corner of the galaxy for its peaceful diplomacy, scientific innovation, and serene cultural traditions. Their homeworld, Galvorn Prime, was a jewel of sapphire oceans and green continents, where towering crystal spires pierced the skies, reflecting the light of 3 suns. For centuries, the Galvorn had flourished under a delicate peace, maintained through mutual respect and a shared commitment to harmony among their neighboring star systems. But peace, as history often shows, is fragile. The peace shattered with the arrival of the Dracor horde, a brutal, warlike species that viewed the galaxy as a prize to be conquered and plundered. The Dracor were relentless, equipped with devastating technology and a ruthless command structure. Over the course of months, the horde overran the outer Galvorn territories, pushing relentlessly toward the homeworld. The Collective's defenses, designed primarily for diplomacy and protection of trade routes, were ill-equipped to face the Dracor's swift and brutal assaults. As the Dracor warships darkened the skies of Galvorn Prime, the Collective's leaders made a desperate decision, activating the ancient aid beacon, a relic from a forgotten age of interstellar cooperation. They broadcast a distress signal on all open and encrypted frequencies, hoping to reach any nearby allies or ancient agreements for aid. However, in their haste and panic, a critical mistake was made. The signal was mistakenly encoded to transmit not only within their region, but also across the deep space bands monitored by Earth. On Earth, the signal was detected by the Deep Space Listening Array 21, a state-of-the-art listening post orbiting Saturn. The array was part of Earth's broader interstellar monitoring and defense system, established after humanity's first tentative steps into space and continued expansion beyond the solar system. Though much of the array's work involved routine observations and long-term data collection, the sudden burst of an ancient distress frequency caught immediate attention. Astroanalysts quickly identified the distress as coming from a non-hostile, technologically advanced species, unlike any previously encountered threat or diplomatic contact. More importantly, the signal's encoded bio-emotional markers revealed genuine fear, loss, and an urgent need for help. Earth's protocols, governed by the Solar Council's humanitarian directives, mandated a response to confirmed extinction-level threats to sentient life. Within hours, the Strategic Command Center convened a rapid assessment team. Their unanimous conclusion was clear. This was a call for immediate humanitarian military aid. General Marcus Rivera, a seasoned commander who had led Earth's defense fleets through multiple skirmishes on the fringes of known space, was put in charge. Under his orders, the Vanguard Fleet, Earth's premier rapid response force, was mobilized and prepared to jump through the nearest available wormhole coordinates transmitted in the distress call. Back on Galvorn Prime, the Collective's hope was fading fast. The Dracor siege tightened, with orbital bombardments disrupting power grids and ground forces storming cities. Civilians took refuge in underground sanctuaries, and the Collective's diplomats scrambled to negotiate any possible reprieve, even as their fleets were being decimated. Then, just as the last defensive stations began to fail, the heavens lit up with unprecedented brilliance. From the void came colossal warships, sleek, silver-gray, bearing Earth's insignia. The Vanguard fleet had arrived. The appearance of humanity's ships was like nothing the Galvorn had imagined. Towering vessels, equipped with cutting-edge defense systems, rapid deployment mech units, and advanced artificial intelligence support, formed an impenetrable shield over the besieged world. Their arrival was accompanied by powerful graviton pulse cannons, electronic warfare modules that neutralized the Dracor's command signals, and drone swarms that struck with surgical precision. Despite their reputation as a peaceful civilization, humans were formidable in combat. Their centuries of conflict on Earth and in various frontier colonies had forged doctrines emphasizing adaptability, resilience, and overwhelming strategic coordination. Their ships were not just instruments of war, they were tools of preservation, designed to minimize collateral damage while maximizing tactical effectiveness. Within hours, the tide turned. Dracor assault forces faltered under the unexpected onslaught. Galvorn forces, bolstered by human advisors and joint operations, began reclaiming key territories. Hospitals and supply chains stabilized, and refugees received aid from Earth's humanitarian vessels. General Rivera communicated directly with Galvorn leaders, emphasizing the alliance. "We didn't just come because of a signal. We came because every sentient life matters. Your fight is our fight." The Dracor, recognizing the unprecedented power arrayed against them, attempted to regroup. They launched counteroffensives aimed at Earth's command vessels, but were repelled decisively by human-coordinated firepower and advanced defense grids. Over the following weeks, the combined Galvorn-human coalition pushed the Dracor horde back from Galvorn space. Earth deployed terraforming ships to repair war-damaged ecosystems and technology teams to restore communication networks. This was more than a military campaign. It was a mission of recovery and hope. News of Earth's response spread quickly, through galactic channels. Many civilizations, previously indifferent or wary of humanity's rising influence, re-evaluated their stance. The message was clear. Humans took aid seriously, sometimes perhaps too seriously for their own peace of mind. Behind the scenes, political ramifications unfolded. The Solar Council debated the extent of Earth's interventionism, but the overwhelming support from multiple species and the demonstrated success of the operation silenced critics for the time being. For the Galvorn, Earth was no longer a distant legend or myth, it was a lifeline. The aftermath and shifting alliances as the dust settled over Galvorn Prime, the initial shock of Earth's sudden arrival began to transform into a complex web of political and social shifts. The Galvorn, once proud in their isolation, found themselves in a position they had never anticipated, reliant on an alien civilization whose values and capabilities dwarfed their own in many ways. Despite the gratefulness, there was unease among some Galvorn elders and diplomats. Questions arose. What did this new alliance mean for their sovereignty? Would Earth's presence invite new conflicts, or make Galvorn a target for other aggressive factions watching this intervention unfold? General Marcus Rivera understood these concerns intimately. He had seen how well-intentioned aid could sometimes spiral into unintended dominance or resentment. To counter this, he proposed a formal agreement, a galactic cooperation charter that ensured mutual respect, shared command and joint operations, and a framework for economic and cultural exchange rather than domination. The Solar Council supported this move, keen to avoid the mistakes of past empires. Earth was positioning itself not as a conqueror, but as a guardian of peace in a turbulent galaxy. Meanwhile, the Dracor horde, battered but not broken, retreated to the outer fringes of the system. Their leadership fractured, with some factions advocating for guerrilla resistance and others seeking to negotiate ceasefires. Intelligence gathered by Earth and Galvorn operatives revealed disturbing plans. The Dracor might resort to biological warfare, deploying engineered viruses designed to destabilize planetary ecosystems. In response, Earth dispatched specialized biodefense teams alongside scientific experts to Galvorn Prime. They worked tirelessly to neutralize threats, prevent outbreaks, and share knowledge with Galvorn medical teams to bolster their defenses. This scientific collaboration sparked a new era of technological advancement, blending human bioengineering with Galvorn's unique genetic understanding of their species and environment. Beyond the battlefield and laboratories, the cultural impact was profound. The presence of Earth's forces, soldiers, engineers, medics, and diplomats, brought a surge of curiosity and exchange. Galvorn scholars studied human history and philosophy, intrigued by humanity's resilience and adaptability. Humans, in turn, marveled at Galvorn art, music, and their ancient harmonic sciences that seemed to manipulate energy with elegant precision. However, not all reactions were positive. Some galactic powers viewed Earth's intervention as an overreach, fearing the emergence of a new hegemon in their midst, the neighboring Zarthak Dominion, a militaristic empire.